We good?
We're good.
We're recording. We're muted. Hey, you guys. Happy Monday. I always want to say Tuesday because my team calls forever. We're on Tuesdays. And then with the fast track, we switched to Mondays. I'm like, oh no, it's only Monday. But I'm going to do just a couple little shout outs of recognition and some people that I'm just inspired by. And over the next 2 minutes, what I would love for every single one of you to do is text one team member from your upline, your downline, your cross line, and say, get on the team call, send them the link, because our first week we had like 120 people on here, and right now we have 35, and we've got two massive promotions going on, and we're literally going to help you tonight figure out how to go Krystal Director and how to create Krystal Directors. So I just want to encourage you guys, like grab your teammates and be like, pop on, just text one person and say, don't forget, our team call is right now. Send them the link, put it in your page, send it in a Facebook message. Because I really think we've got some good information that's going to help all of you. And while you guys do that, I want to, first of all, give a shout out to my friend Adam Feichter, who I'm so excited is actually on this call too, because he just posted before and after pictures in our cleansers page. And, I think sometimes we all fall into the wellness side of isogenics, but we can kind of deviate from our initial results. And spring's around the corner, and he, wants to be inspiring. And he just popped back in, followed the programs, did some cleanse days, got shredded. And then as a leader, to be able to share that, like, it's just so powerful and it's so impactful. And I thank you for doing that. And likewise, Jamie Lynn's husband, I was like blown away. And if you guys have not seen Matt Curley's transformation, like go to her Facebook right now, and that needs to be shared, because that is why Isogenics is a $1 billion company following the 9-day. I mean, that's literally what launched this. And it's absolutely incredible. And I just want to give a shout out. Renee is number 5 in the Grand Cayman Challenge. Laura Lori is in the top 50. I think she was 111. You guys, Jessica Rignar is number 2. Like, get out of town. And there's some people that just qualified for top achievers who are on here, Erica Rothenberger and Jessica Rignar. And I'm just so proud of you guys. And I love that we can just hop on here every single week, and we're in so many different teams, but really just celebrate how amazing Isogenics is, celebrate the opportunity for everybody, and celebrate the success from the products to the business. So that being said, you guys, tonight I am talking about the vision, the why, a little bit about the journey emotionally, and I'm going to leave you guys with some tips and tricks that I really think are going to help you maximize the 2 promotions going on, that we can hit Krystal Director, that we, every single person on this call or people you've personally enrolled, can nail it in a week. And so I want to start with, this idea of vision. And I'll be totally transparent, y'all. When I first started Isogenics, I didn't know the difference between the vision and the why. I actually thought they were the same thing. I was like, why? What's everybody asking me? Like, what's your vision or what's your why? And I mixed them all up because it was a language I wasn't used to speaking. And I think a lot of us kind of get lost in that. A lot of that, personal development, personal growth, law of attraction, if you've never been in network marketing and done that, it just kind of is like in the forefront, and you're like, what is happening? And so your vision is your clarity of where you're going. That is the roadmap of where you're headed. And I have heard leaders from our corporate team and leaders from the field say over and over and over, like, one of the number one differences between someone who is crushing this and someone who's not is if they truly can see where they're headed. So Jess, I don't know if you're on this call, I can't see you, but you guys, Jessica has crystal clear vision, and she has since the day I met her. I mean, our very, very, hey, hi, at the screen, I'm like, I don't know who's on here. Like, the very first time I met her, you guys, we were in Dallas, Texas. It was our first NYKO. And Alexis Romano was walking across the stage, being announced the 100th millionaire. And Jessica's like, what are you going to wear when you're on stage one day? What should I wear? What should I wear when I'm announced a millionaire? And I was like, what? Like, we're like 1 stars. Like, what are you talking about? And I lacked it. I didn't have it. And she knew. She was planning out her heels, her purse, who was doing her makeup, what type of blowout she was going to have. I mean, she knew it. It was literally crystal clear in her head. And I think right now there are people that know they're hitting Krystal Director. Their map is filled out. Their sticky notes are up. They've declared it. They've told people. And there's some other people that have no idea what's happening. They don't even know what their map to Krystal executive is. They're still trying to figure out the difference between a consultant and a preferred customer. And there's just no clarity. And I once heard on a podcast, and I've never, ever, ever forgot this, but your vision is your subconscious roadmap to your dreams. So your vision is your subconscious roadmap to your dreams. So if you set out to see with no direction, right? I just hop in my boat, right? I mean, I can't get there from Colorado, but let's say California, right? And I'm like, how am I going to get to Hawaii? And I have no map. Like the likelihood that I'm going to get there is probably not great. But if I have a roadmap, I have directions, I have a team, I have a support system, the likelihood that you're going to get there is so much greater. And so part of, I think what holds people back along with this vision is you have to have belief it's going to happen. And I'm not a fan of fake it till you make it, because I don't want anyone to fake it. But sometimes you've just got to dive in. Sometimes you've just got to trust it. And even if you don't quite understand it, you have to trust that it's going to work. I mean, this is the power of the law of attraction. In the same way, I don't know how the internet works. I don't. When I Google, right, like what millionaire is Jamie Lynn Curley going to be? And Google is going to spit out the answer to me. I don't quite know how that happens, but I trust it's going to give me the information. I trust when I Google, I don't have cornstarch. What's an alternative? And it spits it out to me. I trust that. And when you have the vision that you are writing out what rank you're going to be, how many people you're going to rank advance, how much money you want to make, the impact you want to have, the title you want to have, the legacy you want to have, things start to happen. And for anyone that's on the call, Rach, I see that you're on here. If you can actually drop the link in. I saw a movie recently that like rocked me at the core at this scene, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we're talking about. But it's a Will Smith movie, and it's called Focus, I believe. Now I'm forgetting the name. Rachel, maybe you can put it in the chat and help me out. I think it's called Focus. But there's a scene at the very end, and he's in this gambling situation. He's like getting his girlfriend to be like, just guess, you'll know who it is. And she's freaking out like, oh my gosh, like why is all this pressure on me? And at the end, she ends up guessing the right thing, and they win all this money. And she's like, oh my gosh, like how did you know he was going to pick that? And they do this scene that basically shows the reticular activating system and how they planted this seed in this guy's head that he was going to pick it based on numbers he was seeing on a bus, numbers on a t-shirt, names that were dropped in. And that's how our subconscious mind works. So remember being at an event, this is years ago, you guys, years ago, and someone talked about this and they said, you've probably not seen a blue slug bug anytime soon. But the fact that I just said that and this seed was planted in your brain, and all of a sudden you're like, blue slug bug, the chance, it's increased probability that you're going to see one, it's because you're focused on it. And so with your vision, what you focus on, you're going to find, you guys. If you focus on that you are going to get a lot of rejection, if you focus on that you don't have enough people, if you focus on that everyone's saying no to you, if you focus on that this is hard, if you focus on it's expensive, if you focus on that you don't have time, all of that is going to show up. You are going to prove yourself over and over and over and over again. On the other hand, if you focus on hitting Krystal Director, you focus on creating 6 consultants, you focus on enrolling teams of 3, you focus on celebrating the ridiculous amount of money these new pairs of 3, these new groups of 3 are going to have, it's going to show up. And that vision of seeing yourself as a leader, seeing yourself at celebration with the lanyard that you want, right? So if it's consultant right now and you're going to manager, manager to director, director to executive, 1-star to 2-star, I mean, if you can see that and then start to declare it, you guys, I will tell you, there was some scary, audacious moments that I remember like telling Eric Coover I was going to do things that I promise you I didn't need Isoflush for like weeks. It was super scary. But the week I went 3-star, you guys, on a Thursday, I was at 17 cycles. Okay. For those of you that don't know what 3-star is, it's 40 cycles. I was at 17. I was less than half of where I needed to be. And this was no promotion week. And this was no seasonal shake week. Okay. There was nothing going on except my burning desire to hit it on this date. And I remember texting Eric Coover and I was like, hey, I'm going to be your next Start 1000 member. I'm going 3-star on Sunday. And bless his heart, he wrote back to me. He said, I'm so excited for you, but you do know that 3-star is 40 cycles, not 30, right? Like that was so crazy. He's like, I hope that she knows what she's doing. And I did know that. And I was ready and I was going for it. But you guys, it was so clear in my head. I was doing my first Super Saturday and I didn't want to be a 2-star. I was speaking with all these millionaires, all these top earners that have been doing it so much longer than me. And I said, I'm getting in the 6-figure club. I want my recognition name different on that flyer. And the point that I'm sharing with you is I saw it. It was in my head. Like come hell or high water, like nothing was getting in my way. That's where I was going. So whatever your vision is, it might be to be a full-time mom. Your vision might be to pay off your debt. Your vision might be to travel around the world. Your vision might be to speak on stage for Isagenix. But whatever it is, you have got to see it, and it's got to be crystal clear. If the lens is muddy, if the lens is foggy, your business is not going to reach its full potential. So when we switch a little bit into the why, like why you do what you do, you guys, this is as simple as, why are we on this call right now instead of watching TV? Okay? Like, why are you on this call instead of out for Margarita Monday? There's something inside of you that you want this more. This means more to you. But I think what's very, very, very important is to not only remember the journey of the why, but to break it into pieces. And for anyone who's ever been around me when I train, I always go back to fitness and nutrition because that's where I've got 20 years of experience. But if someone came to me and said, I need to lose 50 pounds by summer, okay, we got to get a plan in place, right? Because that's not going to happen in the month of March. And we have to be able to celebrate different milestones, because at the end of the March, if they lose 10 pounds and they're like, oh my gosh, I still have 40 to go, I'm never going to hit there. It's so deflating. Okay. And so some of you on this path to executive, instead of going, oh my gosh, I already have 3 consultants, and celebrating the 3, you're so focused on the 7 you don't have that you're totally stalled. Okay. So think about that. If my product user had lost 10 pounds, they still have 40 to go. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. You still got 40 to go. Like, can you imagine how they would feel? Like, I would never say that, right? And they most likely are probably not going to say it to themselves either, if we've built it into place. Like, oh my gosh, our goal is 10 pounds in the first 4 weeks, right? 2 pounds a week. Let's do that. And we can celebrate the heck out of that. That is the same way with your business. And so I encourage you guys, if you've never done this, or if it's been a while, break down your short-term why, okay, your middle why, and your long-term why. And it can be monetary, it can be time, it can be contribution. This is your why, and there's no judgment, you guys. There is no judgment. When I started Isagenix, I wanted to get the heck out of my jobs. I was so tired of clocking in and clocking out for somebody else. The only thing I focused on was how many cycles did I need to never have to clock into a restaurant again, to never have to clock into a gym, okay? Then my why was things about my dad. My why, it changes. Sometimes people's why is because they want to buy a Louis Vuitton, right? They have their money that pays their mortgage, their money that pays their bills, that pays their student loans. They want something fun. They want something nice, and they don't want to have it with guilt. Some people want to have a trip. Some people want to pay off debt. There is no judgment. Your why is your why. But when I say short term, that is like within 30 to 60 days. Like, what do you want most right now that's super achievable? And that might be, there is some credit card that's maxed out that you get like the pit in your stomach every time it shows up in the mail. Every time you get the email of like, oh, hey, Visa, your Visa bill's in the mail. Like, oh, hey, MasterCard arrived, right? Like, it might be that. You might have your eye on something this summer going, wow, it would be so cool if I could take the kids here in July. Your why might be that you want to give up a part-time job, that you don't want to drive for Lyft anymore. You don't want to drive for Uber, but something within 30 to 60 days that is tangible. So if we think about the money that was out right now with the rapid reset, it was basically like $10,000. Because my short-term why is I'm moving, and we want some new furniture. We want some new kitchen stuff, and I don't want to charge any of it. Like, I've had to do that so many times, and I have picked out on my vision board certain kitchen appliances that I want. I think about a certain sofa that I want. I think about certain desks, like it literally might have an office, like a desk, like different type of like a printer, a computer, like the MacBook is on there. Like, that's all my short-term why. And even though I'm so grateful for my Isagenix business, and I'm so grateful for residual income, if I'm putting additional things in there, right? I'm like, okay, what do I want? I want to take my boyfriend away for our 1-year anniversary. I want to be able to buy some of this stuff. And so I've got it on the vision board. I've got the picture of the hot springs of where I want to go. I think about what that desk is going to look like, what the chair is going to look like, the way I want to decorate it. Like, look at Jamie Lynn's office. She doesn't even know this, but her office, because I've seen it, is like been on my vision board. I tell her, you're coming out and decorating for me. Like, it's gorgeous. It's amazing, right? But that's the short-term why. And then when I think about some of the long-term why, I'm so grateful and fortunate that Isagenix has changed my financial situation, but I still have some student loan debt and I want it gone. I'm like, I just want to be done with it. I would like picture making like massive leadership pool income in the 4 to 6 star pools. I can just pay it. Like 1 month, a check like Abby O'Neill's, $35,000, and just boom, it's gone. And that's what's possible with Isagenix. Now, when I think about like the big why, like psychologically, I'm unemployable. I'm not. I'm just like, I don't have a resume. I'm not going to update it. I'm never going back to work for somebody, right? So what do I have to do every single day that I'm not going back to work for somebody, that this continues to happen? My long-term why is that I want my kids to grow up in this environment. I want them to hear about personal development in elementary school, in middle school, right? I want to be able to be home with them. I want to be able to bring a nanny or someone with us on trips or to conferences and not have to worry about that I have 2 weeks paid vacation. Now that's mine, you guys, and that's where it is right now. A few years ago, my why was to furnish a house. My few years ago was to pay off credit card debt. A few years ago was to go on vacation because I'd never been unless I was working on it. A few years ago, Rachel and I wanted to retire our dad. I mean, there are so many things, but you have got to know why you do what you do, because without it, two things are going to happen. Number one, distraction city comes in. There is always going to be something greater than this. You're going to want to go to brunch. You're going to want to go to happy hour. You're going to want to go to the birthday party. You're going to want to go to the movie. You're going to be too tired. You're going to be too overwhelmed. There is going to be something that gets in the way, those distractions, if your why is not great enough. And the other is that fear and all of the what if is going to paralyze you. When your why is big enough, nothing can get between you and your dreams. Okay, so if somebody tells me like, oh, did you just try and sell me something? Oh, are you in an MLM company? If my why is not big enough, that would take me out of the game. That would make me feel so bad. I would like want to crawl in bed and cry that like someone thinks I would be such a horrible person, and then I don't accomplish my goals. But when I go, you know what? I get to take care of my dad every Friday, and I don't have to ask permission, and I get to enjoy these moments because of Isagenix. You know what? You can think I'm in an MLM company. Who else wants to be around a sick parent right now? That's my mindset, you guys. Unshakable. Like literally unshakable. And I want you guys to all be at that point. If you're a mom who's working right now and you're away from your kids and you're spending 6, 8, 10, 12 hours away from them, wanting nothing more than to be home, that why is where you start to make sacrifices. You say, you know what, I'm getting up earlier. I'm staying up later. I'm not going to happy hour. I'm not going out to dinner with friends this week, whatever that is, because this is more important. And I promise you the short-term sacrifices come up with the long-term rewards. So I encourage you guys, get crystal clear on your vision. Like, what do you really want with this and where are you really headed? I mean, I have massive checks to the universe out there, the infinity checks, in my office. You guys have heard Kathy Coover, Eric Worre say, like, write out a check that realistically you can make and then double it, right? Like I look at those checks all the time, and not because of what the money is, but it's what you do with the money. It opens up freedom. It opens up leverage. It opens up opportunity. It takes away stress. But I focus on that stuff. And when I'm looking at those goals and I'm not quite there yet, do you know how easy it is for me when someone's like, hey, do you want to come out for drinks tonight? I'm like, no. I got stuff to do, because that is not getting me closer to where I want to be. And I truly believe every decision you make is getting you closer to or further away from where you want to be. So have the vision, know your why. Like, what do you want by this week? You guys, do you guys understand the money that's on the table in the next 7 days? I mean, you are getting $1,500 Krystal Director bonus if you've never hit it, or an executive doing it again. $100 for each new consultant. So that's anywhere from $100 to $600. Okay, if you've never created your 20. Now you have double pibs. Now you have cycles. This is like over a $2,000 week. When I used to work for $12 to $15 an hour, somebody do the math. $2,000 divided by $12. Like, that's how many hours I would have to work to make that money. There is no way in heck, if you guys put in a fraction of that time, that you can't do that. I mean, there's some girls on Jessica's team. I remember when this happened a few years ago, when there was a reset that went from 0 consultants to 6 in a weekend. My sister, who's on here, went from 4 consultants to 10. She went from manager to executive in a weekend. Jen Feitzer and Laura Laurie both went with a reset, basically from consultant manager to executive in like 10 days. Like, so many things are possible, but they knew it. They had declared it. They saw it. They had a reason why, and they got to work. And this is one of those weeks, you guys, if you stay up super late You get up super early, you use dry shampoo all week long. It's okay. You do the French shower thing, whatever it has to take. Get some takeout, eat your freezer meals, do 4 shakes a day, whatever it may be, it'll be worth it. And I promise you on Sunday night, there's going to be some people that cannot sleep because they're celebrating the week they just had. And there's some that are going to be so frustrated because you did not give it your all, right? And that's for you. You can be all in, you can be partially in, and we're not going to judge you, but we know what it takes because we've all done it. We all know what you're possible for. The last little bit that I want to leave on this, you guys, if you've never seen the cycle of growth, there's this cool table about inception to deception, from transformation into your new identity. And basically inception is when we're so excited. Inception is like, oh my gosh, I can lose 50 pounds, or I'm going to run a marathon. That's what everybody feels like with New Year's resolutions. That's what so many people feel right now when they're looking at the promotions and they're going, oh my gosh, I can hit Krystal Director, right? Inception is when you're so excited and you start to see what's possible. Now, deception is the noise behind your ears that throws you off track, right? Deception is when you create doubt. Deception is when you start to waver. So for example, if Danielle messages me today and she's like, I'm hitting Krystal executive, right? I'm already a director. I'm grabbing this executive bonus ahead of schedule, right? And she declares that, that's her inception. She's excited. She can see herself earning money in the executive leadership pools. Now, if somebody unfriends her, right, and somebody judges her on the same day, and she goes, oh my gosh, can I really do this? Is this really what I want to be doing? Like, that noise is deception. You guys, for anyone who's like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, and then 2 days later, there's cake in front of them, like, oh, I'll just have a little bit. I'll just try it, right? That's deception. That's you getting in your own way. And as you keep going through transformation, if you push through that, on the other side is identity, where you create new habits. And I'll tell you guys, like, my money blueprint didn't used to be like this. It takes hard work. My nutrition wasn't always like this. It takes hard work. But throughout this journey, and not just this week, but your whole Isagenix journey, and this is if you have been in here for 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, I truly believe the number one skill, this is only my opinion, but the number one skill you have got to learn if you want to be a master in the network marketing industry, and that is weathering your emotions. More than learning how to connect, more than learning how to overcome objections, more than promoting events, more than hosting events, more than rank advancing. If you cannot weather your emotions, this business will always stop you. It is not skydiving, and it is so easy to get wrapped up in the highs and the lows. I mean, literally, I've had people like, oh my gosh, this chiropractor and this gym and this nutritionist, and they're all coming in, right? And then, like, they're so excited. Like, that one chiropractor is going to make them a gazillionaire in Isagenix. Or the same way, they're like, oh my gosh, like, my best friend just signed up with somebody else. Like, oh, I hate this. Like, I suck at it. I can't believe she joined another team, right? Like, if one person can truly make or break your business, you guys are thinking so small. Now, I'm going to be totally transparent. There's wall kicking moments. There are wall kicking moments. There is like, that stung, right? There are like, oh my gosh, that happened. Okay, that hurts. But you have to decide to stay down or get up, right? You can either stay down and spend all this time obsessing what people think about you, spend all this time obsessing about what you cannot control, or you just get up and you get back to work. And you know how, what I believe fixes those negative emotions is action, right? As soon as one person says no, the right person says yes. Now, the same side of that, the highs, it's so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm bringing over this top earner from Arbonne. Oh my gosh, this top earner from Shakeology just joined my business. You know, I just enrolled the mayor. Like, yes, they need Isagenix, whatever it may be. Not one person is going to do it for you. Not one person is going to break it for you. And when you can just try to keep yourself in cruise control, okay, just try to keep yourself in cruise control with the good days and the bad days, with the good moments and the bad moments, and just be consistent, I think that's when it's fun. Like, I literally, truly think that's when it's fun, because you know what? There's going to be days that people unfriend me. There's going to be people that judge me. But then, you know what? No matter what, I get a message, Renee and Jamie Lynn and Jessica, at any point. I've got people like Kisa and Laura Lori and Jen Feitzer in my life that I would never have known. Like, that's the part that I'm like, you know what? Isagenix is awesome. Like, we get paid every Monday. They've never missed a paycheck, ever, right? We get paid every single Monday. That if I want to put on makeup and get ready, or I want to stay in yoga pants, like, I can. And just remember why you're doing this. And it goes back to that what you're doing in 30 days, what you're doing in a year, what you're doing in 10 years, that is truly why you're doing what you're doing. And you cannot let those highs and the lows take you out of the game. That is the part that I see people get so excited and they're so deflated if it does not happen, right? Or they take their foot off the gas because they think that things are going to go and they're just not quite there yet. Or it just breaks you. And a book that changed my life was called The Four Agreements. If you guys have never read it, read it. It's super short. But one of the things in there is to never take anything personally. And you have to remind yourself of that. You know, I mean, I have girls that have taken themselves out of my team. They don't want to be on my team. They don't want to be a part of the team pages. You know, they've broken off. They want to do their own thing. They don't like anything about my style, but they recognize themselves in my pages. I'm like, well, that's an ironic thing. Like, I messaged Jess about it recently. I'm like, why are these girls wanting recognition when they want nothing to do with me? And she said, give them grace because they order every month. Give them grace of whatever is happening because they're in your business. They got there because of you, and give them forgiveness and focus on who's running with you and not running away from you. And it's like, I just needed to hear it. It was a 30-second conversation of, I was like, she got me right back into place. And then I went and enrolled 2 people and created a consultant. Like, you just cannot stay focused on what's not working for you or focus on like the highs of what's there and just weathering your emotions. I promise you guys, I promise you, that is something that will keep you consistent. It'll keep people attracted to you, wanting to be a part of what you're doing, right? Because you're not like in and out, in and out, in and out. And it's something that's going to keep this so fun. Now, of course, celebrate the rank advancements. We're going to be up so late on Sunday night with you guys. I already know, I already feel it. It's going to be one of those 11th hour type thing. We're trying to get the orders in. Yes, celebrate those. Okay. But if you don't hit it, for whatever, if it doesn't happen, guess what? Get back up and go for executive. I mean, that's just the mindset that I think is going to help in the long run. That's just what I think is the most important. Okay, so before I get into the last little bit of the tips for tonight, if you guys have never read this book, I'm going to tell you about it. It's called You Can, You Will, and it's by Joel Osteen. And I'm going to preface this with, it is a faith-based book. Joel Osteen is a preacher at a mega church, and Janie had recommended this book to me during a season of growth in my business. And I've recommended it to many people who are not Christian. I've recommended it to many people who are not faith-based. And every time he says, you know, what would God want you to do? Or you need to be obedient in the way God would want you to be. And I say, just separate that with like, how should you be a good person? Like, what would your community want you to be? Or, you know, how should the universe want you to be? Or what would make your mom proud? Like, if you're not a faith-based person, I think there's still a great message in here. But I'm going to give you the 8 things as a freebie tonight in case you don't read the book. So basically, there's 8 things that he thinks make an impeccable leader. And I think that these are so important to not only your vision and your why, but absolutely weathering your emotions, okay? And the first one is keep your vision in front of you, right? So it goes back to that. Number 1 is keep your vision in front of you. If you don't know where you're headed, you cannot get there. That's why we have vision boards. That's why we have sticky notes. That's why we have accountability groups. So keep your vision in front of you. Know why you're doing, where you're going. You guys, if I could show you my vision board, I have on here like this scene that I want to get married in, where I think my honeymoon's going to be, and I've had it. And things are coming to fruition. I'm like, man, that was a sad thing to look at for a couple of years. I wanted it so bad, but I'm like, it's happening, right? Like, there's just part of it is just trusting the process. But every single day, like, I looked at it, you know, I look at it that I'm a top 100 income earner in this company. I remember when I got into the top 200, I'm like, yes, I'm getting closer, you know, I've got top achievers on there. I've got that, you know, I would win the Heart of Isogenics Award or Spirit of Isogenics Award. There's things, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but your vision is so, so, so clear. Number 2, run your race. Janie tells Jessica and I this all the time. If you guys think about horse runners, right? If you literally think about the horse track, they have blinders on because if you look left or if you look right, you're gonna trip, you're gonna miss it. And it's so easy for us to look left and look right of who's rank advancing, to who had the best power post, to who has the prettiest Instagram, to whatever drama is happening in your team, and just run your race. Like, literally run your race. You don't have time to worry about who's returning in your business if you're too busy enrolling and rank advancing. Number 3, expect good things. Like, I love that. You guys, expect good things. If I have learned one thing from Jessica Rigner, is she does those intentions every day because she expects to meet rock stars. She doesn't log into Instagram going, oh my God, there's going to be 18 notifications in here, right? She logs into Instagram going, oh, heck yeah, the next Emily Vavra private message me. I'm enrolling her today and her mom and her sister with ultimate packs. Like, that's how Jessica Rigner's mindset works. That's why she's number 2 in the Grand Cayman Challenge. She expects good things. When I get a notification, with the automated Isagenix thing, I'm not like, oh, that's a return. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a value pack, baby. Somebody just enrolled in my downline with a value pack. I mean, expect good things. Expect that when you pick up the phone, they're enrolling with a value pack. Bottom right, you can picture it. Not like, what if they think it's too expensive? Okay. Number 4, have a positive mindset. Like, literally, if you're not excited about this, no one's going to be excited about it. You truly, truly just have a positive mindset in everything what you're doing. I've said this over and over. You are either a shield or a magnet. Like, would you want to be around you? Would you enroll with you? Would you be able to lead yourself with what you're doing right now and how you're showing up? Like, when I walk into Core Power, I literally check myself in the car. I'm like, all right, smile on, get perky. Like, I'm going to be like the bubbly, friendly person in there, not like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, no one wants to be around Eeyore. Okay. Number 5, commit to excellence. I love that, you guys. Commit to excellence. And that doesn't mean be good. That doesn't mean be great. That means be excellent. Okay. When Jamie Lynn and I went to Tony Robbins, like, he talked about these standards. Like, if you want to have a great life, then you need to like raise that standard. So if you commit to a standard of excellence, that means that your social media is on point. That means that your brand is on point. That means the way that you connect with people is on point. That means the way that you use ATMs, that you prospect using right? I love Jessica's system, whatever that is, that you commit. That if you're going to host a launch party, don't throw it together, right? Pay attention to the detail, because there's people sacrificing their Wednesday night to come to your house that make it worth their time. Number 6, keep growing. You guys, the minute that you stop growing, like, literally, if you think about a hill, if you're not moving up, you're going to come down. So however you're growing, if that means you're surrounding yourself with great people, if you redo the 30-day system, if you're listening to podcasts, if you're reading books, if you're challenging yourself, if you're reaching out to your chicken list, but do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. Number 7 is to serve others. You guys, on the 3x3 sheet, when we talk about new connections, follow-ups, and then acts of service, like, how are you really showing up for other people? Maybe you buy someone a coffee at Starbucks. Maybe you send some cards to your team, because you wouldn't have your business if you didn't have them. Maybe you send flowers randomly to somebody. You guys, I'm working with a remote virtual assistant project manager right now. It's kind of a new thing. And she helped me so much with my Super Saturday, like way above and beyond what I'm probably paying her for. And I sent her a massive bouquet of flowers, like, just like, thank you so much. That was the best Super Saturday I've ever done because of how much she organized it for me. And she called me last night. She's like, I've been doing this for years. No one has ever sent me flowers. Like, I mean, it made me feel so good. And I did it because I truly appreciated what she did. But however you serve others, like, it's so fun to see people just smile. Like, when you go to the grocery store, someone who's down, that's the person that you stop and compliment. Tell them you like their purse. Tell them you like their shoes, smile at them and just say, how are you? Like, the little things that make this world better. Like, no one has too much light to go light other people's up with. And so many people are looking for it. And the last is stay passionate. Like, stay passionate. And I love that, you guys. There was a time in my life that I decided that I was not going to be a nutritionist because I wasn't passionate about it. And even now, like, someone will message me some things, I'm like, I just don't have that. I love health and wellness, but being the person that wants to do stool analysis or saliva analysis and functional blood chem, and I'm so grateful for the people that want to do it, but it's not mine. God forbid if something happened to Isagenix today, I'm not going to go back to being a nutritionist, right? If you're not passionate about Isagenix, like, figure out why you started. You've got to stay passionate. Like, if it's about the money, if it's about network marketing, if it's about the events, if it's about the people, if it's the transformations, what is it that just ignites you? Like, why 5.5 years later is Jessica staying up till midnight more nights than not? Because she's passionate. She's on fire about what she's doing. Like, if you look at Emily Vavra, she's passionate, right? If you think about David Wood, he's passionate. Eric Wood, he's passionate. And I truly believe that you have got to be that way. The minute I'm not passionate about spin, I'm done teaching. I hate when I go into classes and I'm like, man, that instructor didn't want to be here. So if people are coming to you, right, if they're getting on the calls, if they're getting on the Zooms, if you're calling them show up. And when I remember Jess first to talk about excite and confuse, you know, that people were so excited about what she was doing. They were like confused. They didn't care. They just wanted to be a part of it. That passion is what's so contagious. People are going to be drawn to you, not what you're doing, but why you're doing it. So I want you guys right now, as we wrap up tonight's call, to really make sure you understand the 2 promotions that are happening and how to best utilize these, okay? So number 1, we have the fast track to consultant promotion, which anybody who got enrolled last Monday, I think it was the 25th, so last Monday through March 31st, which is so brilliant, you guys, because then they still have 2 weeks until the, you know, executive deadline basically. But anybody who gets enrolled that creates, becomes a consultant, creates their, you know, 2 customers within 14 days, in addition to their double PIBs or single PIBs 1 week, the next week, in addition to their cycles, they are now awarded a $150 bonus instead of a $50 bonus. So if you think about someone who joins with the value pack for $589 and they grab 2 people the same week with the value pack, normally those bonuses, you guys, is $450. It's $100 for each value pack doubled. So $200 on both of them, $400. And normally it's a $50 consultant bonus. But for right now, it's $150. That person is getting $550 back. The pack was $589. So that means their entire value pack is costing them $39. I think Erica Rothenberger told me it's $1.17 a day. Like, what? Like, you're getting all of that for $1 a day or $1.30 a day or whatever it is. I think she's going to type the right amount in here. But that is bananas. Now, we have it coupled with the promotion that not only is membership free, but it's 10% off. So if I enroll Sarah today with a value system, brand new, and she's getting 10% off plus her waived membership, she's going to make more money back. If someone comes in with a 30-day and they enrolled 2 value packs, like, they're going to profit a couple $100. And if you guys don't understand this, I encourage you to reach out to me, to Jamie Lynn, to Renee, to Kristen, to Jess, to Samantha. Like, we are going to help you figure this out, because as soon as you master it, you can teach other people. If you don't understand it, you cannot teach other people. So I'm sending out a text message that sounds a lot like this, and I invite you guys to copy it. I'm like, hey, are you ready for spring? And then in parentheses, I'm like, I'm not, with like the monkey face of like, embarrassed, right? And I say, you should check out our spring group cleanse. Plus, I'm going to show you how to make $150 to $300. When can you chat? Like, that's all I'm saying. And there are so many people that are like, what, huh? They're looking at the money, but I've got to be able to clearly explain who that is. So there's a girl that has been kind of in and out of my business a little bit for the last few years, always just dabbled in the products. Life changes for people, you guys. Life changes. And she wants to build this business. And she reached out to me over the weekend. She's an inactive terminated account. She's not used anything since like 2016. So I literally showed her how she's going to come in with 100 BB. She's pregnant. We're getting her 4 containers of dairy-free shakes. She doesn't really want to do anything else. Okay. So think about, or I'm sorry, 6. I want it to be the 150 BB. So she gets the free membership and the discount. She's coming in with just shakes. Just shakes. Now, I'm telling her how with 2 people, she's not only going to get the fast track to consultant bonus, but, you know, the whole double PIBs and everything. So her promotion or her pack is so discounted and there's no membership. She's bringing her husband in with a 30-day and then her mom with a value pack. Like, instant consultant. They're all going to get healthy. All of her product is basically paid for. And then she's like gifting this to her husband. But it's because I understand these so much, it's so effective. So a lot of you are in our threads. We created these group threads of like consultant to manager, manager to director, director to executive. And I sent y'all a voice memo this morning. And then I said, get clear, you guys. It's 1 consultant a day. Like, if you make this complicated, it's going to feel complicated. If you keep it simple, like stupid simple, you guys can do this. If you think about the numbers, it's 10 conversations to 1 enrollment. It's 10 conversations. So if you normally talk to 3 people a day, triple it, right? Triple it, quadruple it. Like, when was the last time someone said, you have $2,000 on the table, right? And you're getting people paid along with you. Like, that was not the case when I was building really fast. Like, the fact that all of these people coming in with you can get significant income, like, that's ridiculous. It's so awesome. Okay. So if you're getting up, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, much earlier to send a lot of messages, and you're staying up later to be able to follow back with them. You guys, we have created scripts. They're in all of our pages on how to close by text right now, that you don't have to get on the phones. If you're telling me you're that busy, you can send the video, you can ask the questions, you can send the script. They're picking out their solutions, they send it back. You can send the link directly from the IsoLife app for them to show up. I mean, Isagenix has made this so easy, but it goes back to the vision. It goes back to the why. Like, why do you want this? What is $2,000 going to do for you? What does it feel like to reach this, accomplishment? Like, how is it going to feel to be recognized that you hit this goal, whatever that may be? And then seeing it. So when I say that you see it, like, I want you to think about who's the person you're going to call when you hit Krystal Director for the first or second time. And for some of you that are there and you're just pushing for executive, the same thing. Like, I knew I was going to text Eric Coover right after I text Janny when I had hit 3-star. Are you calling Jess? Are you calling your mom? Are you calling your sister? Are you calling me? Are you texting Renee? Like, who is the first person that you're going to call, that you're going to text, that you want to celebrate with you? And tell them now, declare it. I am going to be your newest Krystal Director on Sunday night. Watch out, and believe it. And then you get sticky notes up all over that the whole world thinks you are bananas, that your cubicle at work has them, that your car has them, that the back of your phone has them, that the medicine cabinet has it, that your refrigerator has it, that every single crevice you're looking at Krystal Director, Krystal Director, Krystal Director, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, Krystal Director, 6 consultants. Your map to Krystal Executive, you guys, have it filled out. Literally have it filled out. Like, what are you working on every single day? Just look down and be like, all right, Kate's a consultant, Kevin's a consultant, Kalisa's one. Okay, I need to work on Michelle today. Have it in front of you. And when you really see that it's done, you have declared it, you know why you're doing it, it's there, then you just allow literally the universe to work for you. Because this is the stuff that will happen. You'll call Joel, you'll call Lauren, you'll call Kelly, you'll call Jen, you'll call Erica, you'll call Carrie, and all these people are going to say no. No, not now. Oh, I'm going on a cruise. I'll call you next week. Thanks. I just had to, replace this in my car. No, I just bought Thrive. I'm going to try Herbalife. I'm still doing Shakeology, blah, 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 right? You're calling. And then out of nowhere, you get a call from Laura, who's like, hey, so I saw your post and me and my husband and my neighbor are all going to do it. Can we sign up from your website? And you'll be like, where'd those people come from? And I swear this happens all the time. If you put the energy out, it will come back, right? Like, what you focus on, you find, or it finds you. So I encourage you right now to get off this call, commit to staying up later, be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams, be relentless in hitting this goal. And if tonight is a little bit of a prep night and you're getting your sticky notes and your map together, okay, you're a little bit behind the boat, but okay. And then dive in and just say, it's 1 consultant a day. If you're starting over right now, if you're a consultant, right? If you're not even a manager, 1 a day. When you tell people how with 2 people they get their products paid for and maybe even some, and you teach them how to make a power post, you invite them how to do an ATM, you show them what they, send to other people to get them on board, you create the urgency, you set the standard that everybody comes in with 2 people. Like, it's not even an option. Like, you just come in with 2 people. You ask the question, who are your 2 accountability partners? It's going to happen, you guys. So I'm so grateful for all of you tonight. I love you guys. If I can do anything to help you, please reach out to me. There is nothing that's more fun in this business than seeing people rank advance, especially for the first time. So I don't know who's up next week, but I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm cheering all of you on. Please, please reach out with any questions. My calendar is not doing one-to-ones. I'm like open so I can just be on the phone and help all of you. And I hope you guys all have a marvelous Monday night.